Hi, I'm Johnnyman here. Glad you could join in. Let's get playing. Hi everyone, welcome back. I am Johnnyman and welcome back to Village Life. In this episode, we're going to continue our adventures. Last episode, if you remember, we were down in an abandoned mine shaft gathering some much needed resources, and we had left off prior to that just getting ready to start expanding this village. So I did a little bit of work just kind of cleaning things up and getting things ready for this episode, and let's take a look and I'll show you what we're doing. So if you remember in last episode, we had started to make a few new buildings, and as I said, I would make the floors wood, which I have done here. I've also planned out a little spot here for another building for storage, because my pockets are full and I've got lots of stuff to put places, so I want to have a nice organized place full of chests to put all the items and things that we accumulate that we need to build and grow this village. So I plan to put a building there. I've also dug out a couple paths here because this is going to be I'm going to make this a big mega garden. Just as if you remember what I said, part of growing the village is making happy villagers, and happy villagers comes from obviously the number of buildings, but also feeding them. So we're going to need lots of food to be able to give them to make them happy. And so I figure by putting another big garden here, that'll provide a good source of food for us to give to the villagers. I've also kind of flattened out and made a bigger area here because this little garden right here, I think we'll expand that out so that can also become a really big garden for food. And I think that's quite a bit we're going to get to do to this episode. So might as well get down here and let's get started, okay? So let's just hopefully not fall to my death just from here. And I'll show you a few things of what I've done around the village. So I've added some stairs just in some spots just to make it easier for getting up and down. Some of this area is a little weird, but that's okay. We can deal with it. I cleaned up some of the area here. Obviously some more stairs. Cleaned up this. This was all sand around here, so I've just kind of made that a little more pretty. I've put some more torches around, just hopefully keep the creepy crawlies at bay. Oh, gee, the villagers really seem to like what I've done here. I've just put down a wall or the foundation for where I think things are going to go, and these dirt blocks just represent the beginning levels of chests. So, I just wanted to get a sense for how big it could be and where I'm going to put all my chests. So, but they seem to like that a lot. Well, that's kind of cool. Over here, if you remember the last episode that we weren't down in the mine, we had started to set the foundations up for just making some block houses similar to that style right there. And I've done what I've said I would do. I just replaced the dirt floor with some wood, and we should have enough resources to start making that up, and that's all good. And it's actually getting dark. I didn't time this too well, so you know what? I think we're going to go and... Unfortunately, again, I still don't have... Is that a sheep? No, that's just... I still don't have enough wool to make a bed to sleep through these nights. So, what I'm going to have to do is come in here, wait the night out, and hope for the best. And I will resume once the night is done, and we will continue on with our building this village. Well, good morning, everyone. We're back, and let's get started with the day. We've got a bunch of things to try to get done, and we'll see if we can get it all done this episode. Okay, first off, I want to build the storage, because as you see, my inventory is quite full. Yeah, I took my armor off. I just didn't feel like wearing it while I'm around doing some work around here. This chest is full of stuff, and I did find some other things in the mine shaft. I actually found a diamond, which is great. I found some name tags, which we wanted to use to rename the villagers, but I have to make an anvil to do that, because then you can put the name on it and tie it to the villagers. A bunch more iron and a little bit of gold. And what over here? And this is just a bunch of resources. So the pockets are full, and I don't want to have too many chests in this area. So I do want to make the storage area, but I do want to actually start on some of the buildings. So you know what? I think we have the resources. That we can start into building these up, just to make them look a little bit like what we have there. So we've got cobblestone sides with some wood in the center and some logs at the top. I may not use logs because that's kind of that's a lot of resources, but we'll see how it goes. So let's start in, and I think I have some cobblestone right here. So we will go up. What are they? Actually, I should check. What do you think they go up? I think they go up 3. They go up 3 blocks. 1, 2, 3. So 3 blocks of cobblestone. So they're just little tiny box houses, but you know what? For the purposes of this, it's going to be fine. And as I said, we will make some bigger houses down the road. Initially, I just want to get some of these built so that we can hopefully start getting the villagers showing up, or new villagers. And so let's, I will just put some of these on, and I'll build up the next level when I get the wood put on there, and I can get up on top. So let's just do this here. So hopefully we might start seeing new villagers. Now, see, this is part of the problem too. I don't know if I want to put the doors on these buildings that will make them, from Minecraft's perspective, make them a building, so that that can affect the number of villagers we have, or if I want to get that fishing farm set up I talked about. Now, the fishing farm is useful for a number of reasons. Mainly because if you remember, when you go fishing, there's lots of things you can find. You can find food, obviously, but you can find miscellaneous items. And some of the items you can find are those name tags. And those name tags will be important for us to rename the village. Whoops, didn't mean to do that. Will be important for us to rename the villagers so that we'll get a sense for when there's new villagers showing up, because we will have given each villager a unique name, and the new ones will just come up as, without names. So it'll help us keep track of who's new and who's not. And those will come from fishing. Now, we can do normal fishing, which, is perfectly fine, but it does take a little while to do. What the fishing farm does is you can set up a little construction that you can stand at with a fishing rod and just hold down the fish button, and it'll automatically fish for you. So the minute you find something, it pulls it in and then puts it in a chest, and then you just keep fishing. So you never have to wait for the fishing to be done before you... well, these are really tall. Before you have to start fishing again. I'm just going to make these double windows. These might be a little bit different, but you know what? I just realized that these are sunken down a little bit, and the other ones probably aren't. But that's okay. So back to the fishing farm. So yeah, with the fishing farm, you can just automatically fish, which is really, really, really handy. So you can just sit there and hold the button, and away you go. And as you catch stuff, you can have it automatically put into a chest. So that's what I want to do. Okay, so we're going to continue on with these houses and get them all built up. I've got some glass that I made off between episodes over in our house. So what I'll do is I will just fast forward this so you don't have to sit here and watch me building these houses, and we will pick up again once I'm all done, okay? Okay, we're back, and they are all done. Put some torches on the top just to light the top up, because if not, it might be dark enough for the creeper crawlers to spawn there. The only thing outstanding is the doors. I made this one a little bit taller. I don't know why. That's okay. It's nice to have some difference and variety in this. So, yeah, the only thing that's left is to put the doors on them, and then they will be considered houses. But again, I think I might wait on that just a moment or two, because you know what, in talking about making this fish farm, I really want to do that and show you what that's all about. But at the same time, I also want to get some of this garden stuff extended, and I'm torn. But as we see, it is again becoming nighttime, so I am going to camp down for the night, and hopefully we will have no problems throughout the night. So we'll just sit here and wait until the morning, and then we'll continue, okay? Hi, welcome back. It's morning time, and here we are. We have some visitors join us in the evening. How you doing? Good morning, good morning. I think what we're going to do is I got to stay focused. So I'm going to go work on that big mega farm that we're going to put in, or just like the big crop area, and then start on the storage rooms. I really do need storage because, as you can see from my inventory, I'm all full. So I'm actually going to have to put on my armor just to make room for some of the stuff that we're going to need to do. So let's start off. We're going to need a bucket, because I'm going to need to make an infinite water supply and use this to supply water to the new crop area that we're going to be making. And I think I might have some crops that we can start to plant or not. No, I got some potatoes here, but I don't have anything else. So we can harvest whatever else we need from the existing farms, and we'll go from there. Oh, got a little stick up on the door. What is up with that? Okay, here we go. So let's go, and we'll take a look at where things are, and we'll extend out that garden that we were going to work on. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, I put that back over here. I had started to do the Mega Garden. I'm getting myself all twisted around again. That's okay. Oh yeah, so those are the new houses we put together. We just haven't put doors on them. Again, we're going to kind of hold off just for a second. Oh, there we go. It was right behind here. Just what I thought. So, first thing that I need to do is I want to make myself a little infinite water supply. And to do that, I need to get a couple buckets of water. So, we're going to put our bucket down here, and we'll go get some water. Now, I believe there's a couple spots that have some water, if I'm not mistaken. And we'll have to go over here and take a look. There we go. Oh, I see the blue already. There we go. So, just a couple buckets of water, and that'll have an infinite water supply that we can then use to fill up the water for that area where we're going to have crops. And we'll dig in some more boundaries or borders just to fill those up. So let's get some water. That's great. We'll go back and put this one as the first bucket in our infinite supply, and we'll have to go back and get another. So what I'll do is I will just quickly fast forward as I run back and forth and do this. Well, I'm back, and as you might have seen, I found a little closer water supply, which I didn't know was there. And there we go. Now, the key with the infinite water supply is when you see flat water like this, when you dig up a bucket of water, well, dig up or grab a bucket of water, it ends up filling itself back in. So the same can be done with, as we fill in these rows, once we get a couple spots filled in and we get some flat water, we can then just continue to grab water from it. So if we grab this water, it keeps replacing itself. So you can just keep making your water go and go until it gets all nice and flat and looks good. And then this will be what we can use for watering the crops that we're going to be putting along here. So see, it makes for adding water to any of these big areas a lot faster when you know that you can just grab the still water and it'll fill itself in. Now you need to have multiple pieces side by side for that to work, but that, generally that's what you're doing when you're making a big farm like this. So there we go. All done. That's great. That worked out a lot faster than I thought. And I'm just going to grab a bucket of water, and you know what I'm going to need out here? I'm probably going to need a crafting table at one point, so you know what? I might as well add it so we have one out here. Like having crafting tables all over the place. And for the time being, I know this isn't ideal, I'm going to just make a quick little chest because I want to unload some of this stuff that I really don't want to be carrying around right now. Just to make my inventory a little cleaner. There we go. Okay, that's good. So we need a hoe. Oh, and I already did make myself an iron hoe. So great. So we will proceed to get all this land ready for planting. We'll just go up and down the rows. And then what I'll actually do is I'll probably put a wood plank frame around just so it looks nice and kind of fits into the theme rather than just having it out here in the open. I know we could leave it in the open. Oh, I forgot to fill in this spot. Oh, there we go. There. Yeah, so I could just leave it out open in the grass, but you know what? I like to kind of make it look pretty. So I think we'll go 2 rows on either side, even though water itself will provide enough to grow crops 3 out from where it is. So I could do a row here on this side, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to keep it at 2 rows. And then we'll have to put some torches back once I put the wood frame around just to kind of keep things lit up, keep the creeper crawlies away, and help things grow. So let's just finish this up quickly, and then we will dig the frame for the planks. So let's move this over here. Let's get some planks out, and we will dig. Now this is going to make a little water mess, but that's okay, because we will just quickly patch that in. So this is what I was thinking. I'll just do a little frame of wood planks around here, then it kind of fits in. I don't want to do logs because that's kind of expensive, and I want to use it's going to take a lot of logs. And you know what? I'm going to need to use those to build buildings and chests and equipment and all that kind of stuff. So that's just a lot of logs. So we'll just kind of get through all of this. Oh, we'll just cap that off so the water doesn't come back, and let's just fill this in as we run back here. Okay, we'll just keep on going around here. And then we can get to planting, and that'll be another thing that we can check off our list. Have the first of our mega gardens ready and done, which is great. Because remember, this is going to come into play when we want to start growing the village. We need to be feeding the villagers so that they are happy, and we're going to need lots of food to do that. So the more gardens we have and the more that we can produce, the happier, or actually the more food we can get, and then the happier we can make the villagers, and then that will let us have more villagers and grow the village. So there we go. So there we go. That's a nice little village. Or nice little village, what am I talking about? Nice little garden for the village. I'll just kind of put some torches around here randomly, just light the place up a bit. You know, I don't want to have, as I said, I don't want the creepy crawlies to kind of have a nice dark spot. And let's put some out here. I know I got some torches down there. Okay, so that's good. So we can start planting. Now I've got a bunch of potatoes. Oh, those are baked potatoes. I don't want the baked potatoes. Those are mine. I've got some potatoes that I got, and we do have some seeds. But I think we can go get some carrots and all that. So I'm thinking maybe we concentrate on, say, a couple rows of potatoes, a couple rows of wheat, and a couple rows of corn, and we'll go from there. So we'll plant what we have, and we'll go and see if we can grab a few spares, replacing them, of course, with in the other gardens that are about the village. So we're just going to do that right now. Oh, and look at this. I'm getting advancements for planting. Okay, there's all the seeds. So let's go and see what we can grab from some of these other crop plots, and you know, we'll replace. We will replace. We're not. See, we grab the potatoes, but we will replace them. But I just want enough to fill out the 2 rows. I'm thinking that's probably enough potatoes. Now, do any of these have any carrots? There were, but again, when they get harvested and replanted by the villagers, there's no guarantee what you're gonna get. So we've got lots of wheat. Lots of potatoes, but I don't see too many carrots. Interesting, and I thought we had some. Oh. When did I get those? I thought I was harvesting potatoes. Yeah. Well, I have to go back and take a look. I don't remember picking those up. I thought I was harvesting potatoes. Unless there were some carrots on the ground, or did I have those? I'm really confused. Wow. Well, you know what? I'll take them. I'll have to look back and see. I don't remember. But this, I'm just going to get some more seeds. And again, we will plant. We'll replant all the seeds. Don't you worry. We're not going to deprive anybody of food that they were growing and they're taking care of. So let's... oh, I thought I put those back in my inventory. Let's put those there. And let's replant just to keep everything going. And I don't know if this is going to be enough seeds to fill in 2 rows on our new garden area, but it's a good start. And just like I don't think that the number of carrots we have will be enough. But as I said, this is a good start, so we'll just go with this. And maybe I'll just grab it more. You know, the wheat is pretty easy to get, easy to grow, so I'm not so concerned about that. It's just, I really don't remember where those carrots came from. I don't remember them in my inventory, and I really don't remember collecting them. Unless... yeah, I'm gonna have to go back and look. So yeah, if you see what happened, tell me, because I don't remember that. So let's go and get these planted in our new mega plot. Oh, whoops, sorry. This is where actually I don't know if I mentioned this one. I'm gonna also turn into kind of a mega garden. I'm gonna actually extend it so it goes all the way down there. But that'll be for another time. So let's just go to where we had the initial one right here. There we go. So I've got seeds in my hands. So for the wheat, so let's plant those down. This is good. This is good. We're making a little bit more progress. We have some more potatoes, so let's see. Do we have some gaps we can fill in? Yep. So there we go. We're full on potatoes, which is good. And you know what? For now, I'm just going to put the extra crops there. We got the 2 things of wheat, so that's good. I'll put the extra seeds there. And now the mysterious carrots. As to not sure where they came from. And look at that. It's already coming to nighttime again. Really? It doesn't feel like it's been that long. Oh my. Well, at least we get this progress done, and then we'll have to... oh, not quite full. So, missing a few, but we will get those when they harvest. When we harvest some later on. Okay, well, I guess I gotta go back to sleep. Or, well, really, go back and just wait for the time. We do have to go and find some more wool. I do want to make a bed, so we don't have to deal with this all the time. Maybe that's what we'll do next time. Yeah, and I know I said I was kind of torn between doing the fish farm or doing making progress here. Obviously I've opted to do progress here. I will do a little mini video to talk about the fish farm and how I build it and what it works, or how it works. You can find there's lots of videos out there to talk about the use in building the fish farm. But you know, as I said, I want to make it mainly to get the name tags so we can name all these guys and name all these villagers and give them names. So here we are. We just have to wait for nighttime again. And you know what? This might be a good time to just kind of wrap this one up. I'm not sure if it's been long enough, but we did make some progress. Let's just quickly go out. So we did get the 3 buildings made. We just haven't put doors on them yet, because again, I just want to wait a little bit on that. That'll help expand the village. We did expand our garden, our farming for food. I've put down the foundations for a storage room, which in between episodes I might put a little bit of work into here, just so I can start organizing all of our stuff. I won't finish it all, but I'll definitely start on it. And we got this done. We got the first garden done. So it wasn't as super productive, but we did make some progress, which is good. And we'll just kind of go up and take a look overall and see how our village is looking. And then we'll figure out what we're going to do next episode. It'll probably be more buildings and such, but it might be time to go on a little adventure and try to find some wool, just so that I can sleep through these nights. But there we go. So we added a little foundation for our storage, which is great. We put in the beginnings of a nice mega garden. We will extend this garden out. We'll probably just go the whole thing. So I had flattened out this area to accommodate for that. So this garden will go way over there. So it'll be one really big garden, which will be good for food. And we did finish the 3 initial small buildings, and we'll probably start building some other buildings. We'll probably build a couple more bigger buildings, like maybe put a bigger building here and one opposite. But we'll have to kind of flatten out this land out here. But this is good. This is good progress. We've got lots of room to grow, and once we start getting some of those name tags and start naming the villagers, then we'll definitely proceed with trying to get all of these villagers named and getting all these new buildings set up and running, so that we can then start to see the progress in getting new villagers. So for the time being, that's where we are, and I hope you've had a good time. If you have enjoyed this, please let your friends know, and we will be back again soon. Okay? Bye!